Chris Cartman with Gabby Chernoff here for the SunDevilSource post-game show after Arizona State hockey's thrilling 6-5 overtime win over number 6 Denver. The win improved ASU to 17-10-1 on the season, 12-6 in the NCHC. Denver dropped to 27-1, 9-6-1 in the NCHC. This was a big win for the Sun Devils, taking 3 out of 4 from Denver on the season, and with a 50-50-ish sort of a shot at the NCAA tournament coming into this game. Gabby, what'd you make of the performance?
Well, I mean, this was just an exhilarating hockey game. The definition of a barn burner. ASU really put their resilience and their grit on display. They played pretty much the entire weekend with their backs against the wall, and just a testament again to this team's resilience. And Coach Powers said after this game that he would not want to be another team in the country playing ASU right now. I want to re-emphasize just how good this Denver Pioneers team is. They're 6th in the country. They're the defending national champions for a reason. And Powers said that after this weekend, it just goes to show that they can beat anybody, and those dreams of going to the Final Four in St. Louis are very much alive for the Sun Devils in their first year in the NCHC. But just an overall very thrilling game. The Sun Devils down 5-3 late in the third period. They were able to come back, and then Bennett Shimmick notched the overtime winner to send this place into just a frenzy. I don't think I've ever heard Mullet Arena quite as loud as it was tonight when the Sun Devils were starting to claw back after being down. So overall, just an incredible matchup to be here tonight.
Yeah, the fourth goal set this place afire, and then when they tied it up, the lid almost popped off. Overtime, very exciting. Shimmick with the skating through 3 defenders in the 3-on-3. Lucas Sillinger has played some of his best hockey in recent weeks, and tonight with 2 goals after kind of maybe not being at his best earlier on in the season. What have you thought about just this trend that we've seen from some of these guys?
Yeah, Lucas Sillinger, a veteran guy on this team. He's a 5th-year forward. He's an assistant captain on this team as well. A 2-goal night from him, and like you said, he did kind of struggle at the beginning of the season. He didn't get his first goal until pretty late. Not sure the exact game on that one, but he's definitely come a long way from the start of the season. Last year, he was one of the Sun Devils' biggest threats. He was a Hobie Baker nominee. A lot of points on that season as well. So a slower start, but Powers kind of said that he was their best guy tonight. He was a big reason, energy-wise, that ASU was able to come away with this game.
Yeah, so 55 shots for ASU, a season high. Sillinger had 7 of those with his 2 goals. What did you think about the relentlessness of ASU's offensive attack, being able to counterbalance what Denver was able to do with its power play opportunities?
Yeah, 55 shots on goal in this one. They were 2 shots away from breaking the program record for most shots ever put up in a game. They did it last year. It was 56 shots on goal against Robert Morris. So this offense was firing on all cylinders. There were points last night because of how good Denver is and how especially fast Denver is. That was something that was very noticeable watching this game in person. You could just see the Sun Devils were kind of struggling to keep up with the speed of the Pioneers, but tonight it seemed they made a few adjustments. Again, the resilience, playing with their backs up against the wall, and they just really demonstrated that this offense is just as deep and as talented as Coach Powers has been praising it as all season.
So there's a big matchup that's going to be here against Western Michigan, a couple games in a couple weeks. With 6 games remaining in the regular season ahead of the NCHC conference tournament, what does ASU need to accomplish to put itself in position for an at-large NCAA tournament chance? We asked Greg Powers about, if he thinks that they're the 13th place in the pairwise is reasonable or not. What's your sense of things right now?
Yeah, his answer to that question about, do you think you're the 13th best team in the nation? He said, no, I think we're the 6th or 7th best team in the country. So ahead on the schedule, ASU goes to Minnesota Duluth next weekend, and then that big matchup, like you mentioned, against number 4 Western Michigan, who currently leads the NCHC standings. They just swept this weekend as well, and then they close things off at Omaha. I think if they want to safely be in a really good spot for an at-large bid, they need to sweep both those series on the road. Because of the way the pairwise formula works, you get a lot more points, a lot more credit for bigger wins, and especially sweeps on the road. Western Michigan is just a beast of its own, so I think if the Sun Devils sweep those 2 road series, a split at a split against Western Michigan would suffice. And then if they can't get that automatic bid by being the NCHC champions, I think they need to make a run. They're poised to be in a place to host the first round of that NCHC tournament, and I think they need to make it all the way to St. Paul for that NCHC Frozen Four and potentially make that championship game if they don't end up winning the conference for that automatic bid.
Big win today for the Sun Devils. We'll be tracking it. For Gabby Chernoff, I'm Chris Cartman for SunDevilSource.